The WNBA has just witnessed one of the most unbelievable stories in modern sports. A brand new expansion team, the Golden State Valkyries, have done what almost no one thought was possible. In their very first season, they've clinched a playoff berth, shocking analysts, fans, and even their competitors. Think about that for a second. Most expansion teams spend years struggling to build chemistry, battling just to stay competitive, but the Valkyries didn't just survive, they thrived, taking down some of the league's biggest names and selling out every single home game along the way. This isn't just a Cinderella story, it's a glimpse into the future of what the WNBA could become. The magic behind their success starts with one person, head coach Natalie Nakase. From day one, she drilled into her players a mentality that they weren't there to be just another expansion team. She built their identity around defense, teamwork, and a relentless competitive spirit. That vision worked. Opposing stars like Caitlin Clark, Sabrina Ionescu, and Breanna Stewart have all struggled against the Valkyries' smothering schemes. Nakase has turned a roster of overlooked draft picks, young talent, and expansion draftees into one of the toughest units in the league. The talk of her becoming Coach of the Year isn't just hype, it's well-earned, and her rise adds another powerful storyline to this team's incredible season. But it hasn't all been smooth sailing. Even in this historic season, the Valkyries faced a major challenge off the court. Their home arena, the Chase Center, is booked for the Laver Cup during the playoffs, forcing them to move their first-ever postseason game to San Jose's SAP Center. Players weren't happy about it, and WNBA superstar Breanna Stewart publicly criticized the league for not prioritizing women's basketball in its scheduling. And let's be honest, that frustration is valid. How can a team that sold out all 21 of its home games not get the respect it deserves in its own building? This situation shines a spotlight on a bigger issue. The WNBA is growing fast, but the infrastructure still hasn't fully caught up. What makes the Valkyries' story so captivating is that it's not just about wins and losses, it's about belief. This is a team with no household names, no obvious superstar, and no track record to lean on. Yet, they've captured the hearts of thousands of fans in San Francisco and beyond. Their games aren't just events, they've become cultural moments. Families, young girls, and longtime basketball fans are showing up, chanting, cheering, and making sure this team feels the love. The fact that every single home game sold out in their debut season says everything you need to know. People are ready for this. They're ready to rally behind women's basketball at the highest level, and the Valkyries are the proof. Now let's talk about the ripple effect. The WNBA is in the middle of its biggest expansion ever. Toronto and Portland are set to join in 2026, with more cities like Cleveland, Detroit, and Philadelphia lined up by the end of the decade. And the Valkyries' success could completely change how those teams approach their first years. Instead of bracing for years of mediocrity, new franchises might start believing they can win, and win now. Owners are already investing huge amounts of money, with franchise fees soaring from $50 million for Golden State to over $250 million for the new markets. That's not just business. It's belief that women's basketball is on the rise, and the Valkyries run is proving that it's a smart bet. For fans, this is also a glimpse into the future of sports entertainment. The WNBA isn't just following the NBA's blueprint, it's carving its own path. The Valkyries have shown that with the right energy, culture, and connection to their community, you can build a powerhouse overnight. And when you combine that with rising TV ratings, booming social media presence, and players who aren't afraid to speak out, you've got the recipe for a league that could be one of the most important stories in sports over the next decade. So the big question is, what happens next? Can the Valkyries carry their momentum into the postseason and shock the world with a deep playoff run? Will their defensive identity hold strong under the brightest lights? And if they pull off something extraordinary, how much pressure will it put on the rest of the league to catch up? Every playoff game they play now isn't just about their season, it's about setting the tone for the future of every expansion team that follows. At the end of the day, the Golden State Valkyries aren't just another feel-good sports story. They're a symbol of change. They represent the rise of women's basketball, the hunger of new fan bases, and the possibility that underdogs can rewrite the rules of the game. Whether they win it all this year or not, they've already proven one thing beyond doubt. The WNBA is no longer just growing, it's exploding, and the Valkyries are leading the charge into a bold new future.